Good morning everyone, and welcome to my 8th episode of my knitting podcast. I just wanted to record the introduction this morning. This video is going to be a bit all over the place. I'm aiming to do 2 new cast-ons today because we're coming up to the end of the school holidays, but I'm about to go out and I just wanted to show you my Semper Slipover, which I finished on New Year's Eve. Literally just finished it. Last knit of 2025 was finished on New Year's Eve, and I just wanted to show you what it looked like because I really love this knit. I'm definitely going to make this again. So this is what it's looking like. I love how loose the armholes are. I was worried they were going to be a bit too big, but I really like how they've turned out. So yeah, this is it. It's really soft, even though it looks really rustic. It's really soft. I've tried this on with a white t-shirt underneath and that looks really nice, but obviously it's freezing today, so I've put this long sleeved brown, it's kind of like a little polo neck top on underneath. I think that looks really cute. So yeah, I think I could have sized down, but I kind of like how oversized and baggy it is. I love the armholes. I redid the collar in the end because I wasn't happy with how I tried to do Italian bind off, and then I tried to do, what's the other one, tubular bind off, and to me both of them looked messy, and this is just a normal knit one purl one cast off on the needles, so I didn't do any sewn bind offs, and I personally think this looks neater. But yeah, really love it, really recommend the pattern. I really enjoyed knitting it as well. So today I am going to be casting on 2 cast-ons. Firstly, I'm going to be doing my sister's Beanie number 5 hat in navy blue, and secondly, hopefully I've got some wool coming from my Olga sweater. Oh, I had a nightmare with the first one. If you saw my other video, I got some gorgeous coloured wool from Knitting for Olive, thinking that their double merino would be DK, and it's actually quite thick worsted, and I really wanted to knit the Olga sweater with it, and even if I'd have done the extra small, the smallest size they do in the Olga sweater, it would have come out like 50 inches or something ridiculous across the front. So I was like, I'm just gonna have to get some different wool. So I've returned, no, I sold that, and I've ordered some of the recommended yarn, which is Sandnes Garn Peer Gynt, in different colours because I couldn't find the same colours, but I still think it's going to be really nice, and that should hopefully be coming today, so I'm going to cast that on as well. So I'm going to have a bit of a mad cast on day today. Woke up with a migraine. We're supposed to be going out this morning, but I don't want to drive. With that, at 5 o'clock in the morning, I was up this morning with a migraine. It was not pleasant, but I'm feeling better now, but don't want to drive with a migraine. Plus it's been snowing, so it's a bit icy. So hopefully that order will come this morning so I can show the cast on of that, and I'm going to show you the wool for my sister's beanie. 1 second. So this is what one of my sister's Christmas presents. I bought this with the view to making her a beanie number 5, the same one as I've got, and I've also got some more for my mum to make one because they both love these. So I'm going to cast this on today. It's a really easy, it's literally you knitting, but you have to do 2 strands of yarn together, and because it's navy blue, I think I'm going to be better to work on this in the morning because I won't be able to see it at night basically. So I'm going to start that. Fingers crossed the migraine stays vanished. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you're casting on or what your plans are for your next cast on. I will come back to you with some footage when I've cast this on, and then I'll discuss the Olga sweater and show you what wool I've got for that when it comes as well. So yeah, see you in a little while. Good afternoon everyone. It is now about 1:30 in the afternoon, and I have popped out this morning to see my mum, and I've cast on my next whip in my 12 cast-ons of 2026. So I've just popped on to show you that. I'm also going to give you a quick update of how I've got on, because I've done a little bit of work on some of the whips that I've already cast on in this 12 cast-ons challenge. And previously in the video I mentioned how I'd bought some more yarn to replace the yarn to make my Olga sweater. I got the wrong weight completely, and that's just been delivered, so I haven't even opened it yet, so I'm going to show you that as well. So if I start off with my most recent cast on, if you remember a while ago, I'm stretching, trying not to fall off the chair, I made myself this beanie number 5 from My Favourite Things knitwear, and I made it in like this brown burgundy colour. My mum and sister requested one of these as well, so my mum has got some green yarn. Well, I bought my mum some green yarn for it, and I bought my sister some navy yarn. So today's cast-ons, the first cast-on of today, is the blue boucle beanie number 5, and this is about an hour's worth of knitting. So yeah, it's a lovely blue colour, it's knitting up really good. Yarn sticks a little bit, but it's not a problem. The only problem is if you drop a stitch, it's really hard to see where you've dropped a stitch. But yes, that's about an hour, so that's my next cast on that I've managed to do. I've just cast on exactly the same size, using this Isager boucle yarn, and this is shade 100, and it's like a navy, but it's quite a bright navy, so that's really nice. That's what my sister picked. So that was my next cast on. In terms of how I'm getting on with my other cast-ons, I think I've got most of them up here, so I'll show you how I'm getting on. First cast on, if you remember, was my gingerbread socks. We are nearly at the toe on one of the socks, so I think I've got to do some green, some brown, and then possibly another stripe. I'm not sure, I need to try them on, and then we're on the toe, which is going to be done in this green colour. The other one is, I'm not done much more on that one. We're at the foot. I've got to knit the whole foot of that one. But yeah, hopefully these will be finished soon, because these, as I said before, I've only got one pair of handmade socks that fit me. So I'm looking forward to having those ready to wear. So that was cast on number 1. Cast on number 2 was my Matcha sweater. Oh, I nearly fell over. I nearly fell over there. My Matcha jumper, knit in this beautiful goldenrod colour yarn from A Yarn Story, and that is progressing nicely. It's very thin, so it's sport weight. I've done a bit more on this. I've got a few more rows to do. It looks like there's a stain there for some reason, but it must just be how the wool's being picked up on the camera, because it doesn't look like that in real life. It has a bit of a marling, but yeah, it doesn't look like that in real life. But yeah, so this is the back, and then it's going to be joined in the round soon, and that's going nicely. It's quite slow, but it's an easy pattern to remember, so just doing a few lines at a time. I think there's like a 2-row pattern repeat, so it's more about remembering how many times you've got to repeat that pattern, but that's coming along nicely. That was cast on number 2. Cast on number 3 were my, have I shown you these? Yes, my colourwork socks. I haven't started the second one. I'm making that error where I'm going to fall into second sock syndrome, because I'm desperate to do the next colour chart. So I have done my little robins. Well, they show up quite well on this. They don't show up as well in real life. These 2 browns are quite similar. And I have put on one of them, I've put a little beak and eyes. How cute is that? So yeah, those are my colourwork socks using the Forest colour pack. I think it's called the Forest Woodland Doodle colour pack from Pacific Knits. They do all the colour charts as well. So yeah, I just wanted to see what the robin looked like with its little eye and mouth beak. So yeah, so I haven't started the second sock literally just done this. I think what I'm going to do is do all the colour work on this just to make sure it works, and then do the colour work on the other one, and then do the heels on both of them and knit them one at a time. Well, kind of both together but one at a time in sections, if that makes sense. So that's those socks. Fourth cast on, and I forgot to show you this. I think you glimpsed this, and my mum's made me another 2 of these project bags. So this is another one she's made me using this lovely soft corduroy, a nice big one. So yeah, that's got my 4th cast on in. I finally kind of worked out the cabling on this. I've made a little error, but I think it's fixable. So if I show you that. So this is the back panel. You can see I've started to get some cables. There's some cables here, and then this is going to be like a diamond in the middle. I've made a little bit of an error here. I think I did knits and pearls in the wrong place on the 2nd row, but when I pick up the shoulders, I should be able to kind of just squish that down, so hopefully that won't be too much of a problem. This is slow going. I did another 5 rows yesterday. I think I did 5 rows in half an hour, so I'm getting a bit faster, and it's starting to get easier to see where like the cables are. So yeah, that's how that's looking. I'm just at the point, I'm doing short rows as well, so I'm nearly at the point where I've got the whole row on the short rows. But yeah, it's getting there. It's slow. I have to sit upright to a table with the instructions in front of me, so it's not really you can't really watch telly while you're knitting it at the moment. Maybe that will change. So yeah, that is cast on number 4. And then obviously cast on number 5 was the hat. Again, this is another new bag my mum's made. She's just whizzing through them. Isn't that lovely? So this has got my sister's hat in. Again, it's got these little drawstring things on, so you can do it up. Isn't that lovely? So yeah, I picked out some bright fat quarters using this material, and she's matched that to some red cord, which is gorgeous. So she's like, so you're doing 12 cast-ons? I was like, yes. She says, does that mean you need 12 project bags? Yes, please. But yeah, so she's doing a great job. So, I've shown you them all. Now I'm going to show you exciting purchase. So as I said at the start of the video, I got completely the wrong size weight wool for my Olga sweater. I don't know what I was doing, why I thought that was DK, but I got all excited picking the colours, ordered it from Knitting for Olive before Christmas, got it, so happy with the colours. And then I've gone on to realise it was not the right weight, so I was like, I can return it, but it's going to cost me like a fortune in postage because it's not in this country. I don't know where they are actually, somewhere in Europe. And I thought, oh, I wonder if I can put it on Vinted and sell it, because I buy wool from Vinted and lots of people buy and sell wool from Vinted. So if you're ever after a bargain, look on Vinted, because lots of people sell wool on there. So I had a look at the recommended yarn for this Olga sweater is Peer Gynt by Sadler's Yarn. So I had a look on the website. They didn't have the same colours, or they didn't quite go together. So I thought, oh, I'll just do something completely different. So I bought something a bit more springy, if I can ever get into this parcel. This is from, oh, it's not from Sadler's Yarn. Sadler's Yarn's a brand, but I got it from the Oxford Yarn store, which I got my bouquet from as well. I have been there. It's a lovely store. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so, oh, that's soft. I went for the Peer Gynt in, I think, marzipan and cognac. That is, I'm quite shocked at how soft that is, because it's supposed to be quite a woolly wool, but it's really soft. How gorgeous are they? And for the contrast colour, I went for, brilliant name, Deep Monk's Robe. So that's going to be the collar and the cuffs, and these are going to be the stripes. So I just thought that's really lovely. Bit more summery because it's a bit lighter coloured. It's got some cream in, and I can see myself making this more than once. I'd like to do a cardigan as well. So those are the main stripes, and then this is going to be the contrast. That is such a lovely colour. Hopefully that will suit me. So yeah, let me know what you think. This wasn't too expensive either, I don't think. Ah, I got a nice little message from them with a little picture of a sheep. Isn't that lovely? So I think these were less than £5 a ball, which obviously is still not cheap, but cheaper than the Knitting Friday stuff. So I'm really happy with those. I'm going to have to cast that on today. That's going to have to be my second cast on today. So I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be my 6th cast on. So yeah, it's exciting. So I'm going to cast this on now, and I'll come back to you later. I'll probably do an hour. Sit in front of the telly, do an hour of casting this on. Let's just hope I've got the right size needles. I think it was 4.5mm for these. Might be 4. Oh, it's really soft. I wasn't expecting it to be soft. Yep, so I'm going to get this cast on, and I will come back later with a little update. Good evening everyone, it's now about 6:30 in the evening, and I have spent about an hour casting on my Olga sweater using the Pia Gint yarn. Before I show you that, just a little heads up, I've been editing today's footage, and it was very, very bright outside in the garden, and I was sat in front of the window, and there were little bits of fluff floating around that I can't see now. I just wanted to reassure you that I do clean my house, and I'm not sure why there were so many bits of fibre. I assume it's come out of the yarn. But yeah, apologies for that, because when I was editing it, it was quite distracting, so apologies. But hopefully there won't be any floating around here on this video. Just thought I'd show you this then. So this is the start of my Olga sweater. It's knitting up really, really quickly. The pattern says to do on 4mm needles, but I've been using 4.5 because I like the kind of more openness of the fabric. And yeah, so I usually would knit a medium, I think, but I'm knitting an extra small because obviously this has got a much smaller gauge. The Pia Gint sweater has a 20 stitch gauge per 4 inches, and I'm getting an 18 stitch gauge on 4.5mm needles. So yeah, that's how it's looking. Really like the colour combination still. This is just going to fly off the needles, I can already tell. So I'm going to knit some more on that today. I'm not sure when my next video will be. Go back to work on Monday. What I might do is cast on a couple of projects, maybe 2 or 3 projects next week or over the next couple of weeks, and I might do one big video with different clips from different days in, because obviously I'm not going to have as much time to do as much knitting after the weekend. But yeah, thank you for all of those who've watched these videos. I've really enjoyed watching everyone's vlogs on what they're doing for the 12 cast-ons of 2026. If you are taking part, let me know underneath what you're making. If you're not, still please comment below, tell me what you're up to, what you're crafting, what you're working on, and I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Hopefully I'll get this video up tonight or tomorrow morning, which is Saturday. But yeah, hope you've all had a great start to 2026 and you've enjoyed these videos, and I will hopefully see you again soon. Take care.